What's up, Soul Family? Coming at you with another collective reading. This one's gonna be on something happening in February. Let me pull another one. Coins, money will be coming to you. So I'm guessing that there might be some significant event in February coming up that might be significant to your money in some way, shape, or form. That being said, if you're interested in a one-on-one reading, you can do so by directly messaging me, or you can do so with the link in the bio. The first reading will be $35 for up to 20 minutes, and you can ask whatever question you want, or I can simply see what comes out. And if it doesn't resonate, then I'll simply refund you. So, let's jump right in. I pulled two more. So we have dealings or relationships with a man. And then we have handshake, which is a meeting with a stranger could be important. So I don't normally do like predictions and stuff like that on my channel. I don't think tarot is best used for that. I think it's best used for like navigating through like our subconscious and our mind. But maybe there's something coming up in February, or maybe you already have something planned, like an event or something along those lines that is coming up in February that could be very lucrative for you. I remember I had like a friend's mom who was like an event planner, and she would only work like I think a couple times a year, and she would just basically plan like a couple big events a couple times a year, and that's essentially like how she made her living. Stressful during the months that she had to do it, but I mean, hey, she didn't have to work for most of the year as a result of it. So then here's the King of Wands. So then this is somebody who has, it's like the King of Wands is usually like a leader in some capacity, even if it's just like the energy of somebody who embodies it. So maybe it's the energy of somebody who is actually somebody, or maybe it's the energy of somebody who's actually somebody. Maybe it's somebody who is good at, or who owns their business, or who is like a manager, or who owns something in some capacity, or is like directing or taking charge of some facet of something. So maybe you're that person who is in charge of making sure this event gets done. I remember also like when I used to work for the sales office at Spares, this bowling alley. Longest story short, we book events sometimes months out, and we even had like really big events for like celebrities and stuff like that. So it could be that maybe this is like a really crucial event for you that's coming up that you're booking, or some kind of period that maybe like because also different businesses, sorry, I'm trying to rearrange these. Sometimes different businesses also have periods where they are, a little bit more busy than not. So maybe this is reflecting on that being an era in which that will happen for you. Let me pull a couple more cards and we'll see what comes out. And then we have the Nine of Cups. So yeah, maybe it's going to be something that you're really hoping for or wishing for. Maybe it's like something you're putting a lot of attention and intention towards trying to create, and you're kind of like nervous. So this could be a really big confirmation of whatever you're working towards working out really well for you. And maybe there's going to be somebody that you're going to meet that will help in some way, shape, and form. A lot of times when we're putting things together, we're always like, dang, if only I had this person for that specific thing. And then out of nowhere, we meet this connection. Like we go to a friend's party, and then out of nowhere, we have a connection where we meet somebody who's just perfectly versed in whatever we're trying to learn. And it's funny, as I said that, it reminds me of, because I think as we go down the path as well, manifestation, we tend to then look back at all the times where all these little synchronicities happen. I remember once I was basically decorating a cake for somebody, like when I was like a teenager, before I was even like a whole full-grown adult. It was like one of the first times I ever used fondant. And long story short, my grandmother's friend happened to come to the house today, and she was a cake decorator who knew how to use fondant. So where I was making mistakes and I wasn't able to fully, I didn't know like how to correct whatever I was having an issue with. She was like, oh, all you have to do is this and that. And lo and behold. The point I'm trying to make is you never know like how things are going to unfold, especially if you just move forward and take action however you can. Sorry, like half this deck is like flipped upside down. Then we have these two. We have the Two of Pentacles and then the Nine of Pentacles. So maybe you are somebody who is predominantly working on this by yourself. So as a result of this, you have to be really mindful of not stressing yourself out. Nothing wrong, obviously, if you having to do the bulk of the work and getting everything done how you need to, but make sure you're not like putting too much attention or intention towards one thing and not like allowing yourself to rest, not allowing yourself to recuperate, not like driving yourself crazy trying to basically put whatever this event is on. I feel like it's an event for some reason. Putting whatever this event is on, or completing whatever task this is, especially if you're event planning, you can have to balance out trying to find like 30,000 different people for 30,000 different tasks and and this and that. So, or maybe it's a concert. Maybe you have like a concert coming on. Maybe it's like a show you're performing at. Maybe it could be any of those things, like an event of some kind. Oh, yeah, that's an event, concert. And then we have the Ten of Swords. So maybe this is coming out after, or maybe you've gone through some kind of like rejection or some period of something like ending that you're hoping for something to work out well, or something that it's like maybe there's like a door that closed on you in some capacity. But maybe that's just redirection. Many times, like when something doesn't work out, so many times it works out better for us in the long run just because it puts us somewhere else. If we wanted it to be at like a certain venue and then it didn't work out at this venue, then many times we end up finding somewhere else that's better. You never know how things are working to get you to somewhere else. And sometimes it's because of the fact that we came across something that we thought would have been good, but then after we, you know, are kind of pushed to maybe look further or do something a little bit extra to get to a certain point, and then we're able to then look back and be like, okay, this worked out perfectly for a reason. Ooh, this one just slipped over. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So like whatever this is, it's gonna work out well for you. It's gonna bring in like a lot of money. It's gonna bring in abundance. You got both the Nine and the Ten of Pentacles. So this is something that's definitely being built up over a period of time, but also going to be something that works out. It's like, and I think it's gonna be like good money. It's not something that's gonna be like minor. I think it's gonna be like a really successful event or successful endeavor that you're working towards. So let me see. I guess I'll do like one more. I'll pull from like the middle of the deck. I feel like, I don't know, like right here. Six of Pentacles. So be very mindful that you are not like, again, putting too much effort and intention towards things that might not be returning the same back, especially if you're trying to like maybe get like certain vendors or certain events, or sorry, or certain people for the event, or certain like workers or something else like that, or even performers. Who knows what it is. But if you feel like you are not getting the same return or energy out that you're putting towards something, move on. Like, move on. Move on. I'll do these two on the bottom of the deck. I think this is the Hermit card, the Page of Cups, and then we have the Emperor. So this is something that I feel like you're having to really work hard for. You're really having to like grind. This is like you being disciplined and going at it. And you're the only person, it seems. Like the Hermit and the Nine of Pentacles both came out. So it's definitely a matter of you having to do it yourself and being very focused as you get to that point. With the Page of Cups, it makes me feel like it's calling for you to continue to find things that let you enjoy this period and let you enjoy this experience, and ways to maybe even reconnect to the younger versions of yourself. The Page of Cups a lot of times has a lot to do with that more childlike, innocent version, or sometimes it has to do with like us maybe even learning how to reconnect to things like in an emotional way. So maybe, who knows what this event is. If it is like, you know, an event related to something that you're passionate about, then maybe this is finding ways to reconnect to that thing that you are passionate about. And as you're going through this event, or as you're creating this project or whatever it is, it's going to allow maybe that energy to flow better. Things that are done with, you can tell when something's done with intention versus when something is just done for the sake of being done. Like the energy you put into things, you will always be able to tell. So if there is parts of you that really connect to this in some way, shape, and form, then it's going to show. And I think the more you allow yourself to feel that connection, and even if it's learning how to explore that in a safe way for you, I think that will yield positive results. And then again, with the Hermit card, it's like trusting your intuition, trusting how you want to navigate through this. It seems like you're the one having to put this on or deal with this or create or craft whatever this is. So it's like above all else, you're the person who has to make the ultimate decisions and move this forward. So I don't think this is like a networking thing as much. Maybe you're, of course, or not networking, and like as in you're the main person in charge of whatever it is. Like you're probably gonna have to, of course, network with other individuals. But as far as like who's actually directing, putting this on, and moving and steering things, it looks like you might be the main person, and there's nothing wrong with that. All I'm saying is I think it's best to trust your intuition. You got this, and keep going. Like keep your eye on the vision and allow that to come to fruition. That being said, peace and blessings, and I'll catch you guys in the next reading.